Uh, all right, guys, what's going on? I'm not gonna be here too long. I just some information that you could probably find online. The reason why I'm reviewing this particular case here is updating, getting more information from online, this public knowledge, things that I discovering. It's because it's so many people in general missing, especially in the world, but in America, I believe it's like 89,000 people. And yeah, I know it was a gentleman named Daniel Robinson. I'm gonna get into that case a little bit later too, because that's really sad, and he's not getting as much media attention as well. So, but he's a geologist, and he was missing in Arizona. And we don't know where he's been. They seen his Jeep, but his clothes was there, cell phone, all that was there, but the body was no longer there. So he was out in the middle of the desert. So that's an interesting case. Trying to figure out what is going on. Is there some type of cult or secret society going on, and just killing people for no reason? But I really for the sake of this video here, the main focus is what's up, Killzone. The main focus is Gabby Petito, right? And those you don't know about this case, I'm just gonna go into detail a little bit about like why is this a little bit popular. The reason is because I did some research on Gabby Petito. She has a lot of following on Instagram. She actually is a very well versed part of the van life community. Now, the van life community, they kind of like go off the grid a little bit, but they travel pretty much cross country in a van, and then like they take a lot of pictures. She seemed like she was very, very cool. She had her hair right. She wanted to create a social website of her, just being in a van. And I'm not sure what type of job she had, but like, I'm pretty sure she loved photography. She loved to be in nature, and that's what Brian Laundrie liked to do. And I guess they linked up. I'm not sure how long they were together, but as you can see, man, it took the turn for the worse, man. It's supposed to be like a dream come true because they are started from New York. They from New York, parents reside in Florida, and they was traveling all across, across the United States. And around like August, they started like in mid-June, I want to say. So around August 27th, that's when I believe she died, and she died because it was the crazy part is about her is that in Moab, Utah, you can look that up in Moab, Utah. That's just like remote area in Utah, obviously. And according to 911 dispatcher, they said they seen like a man and a woman in a dispute. So like the woman, which is Gabby, she was getting hit upside the head. So this goes to the indicator that like, okay, maybe she's in a abusive relationship. The guy was swerving, and according to the police perspective, I actually watched a video on this on YouTube. You gotta do some digging, some research on this. On the police perspective, this guy was the white van. He had a like Florida license plate. That's what they describe it as, according to the caller, and they traced it. And so, as Brian Laundrie was driving, he was going at least 45 miles per hour in the 15 miles per hour zone. Okay. And I mean, you're gonna get pulled over. So I mean, they encountered him, pulled him over, and everything. They see what was going on. They separated the two, see where it was going. As you see, Gabby, man, she was she was like distraught. She was like emotionally in so much distress. Like she was just shivering. She was just like crying. What was going on. And then she was just saying like, yeah, we just got into a little argument and everything. I don't know what's going on. Like, it's just kind of scared for now and all that stuff. So the police officer separated to Brian Laundrie. He got out eventually. They told him to get out the car, and he was just saying like, yeah, she wanted to start her little social media site, whatever, for van life, website. But at the same time, though, I mean, she grabbed the steering wheel, and that caused me to jerk and lose control. But the thing is, too, what they noticed is that they seen some bruises on his hand. Now, shouts out to Max. Max is online right now. Max V World News. Those you guys want to follow him, he's on he's live covering this as well. But if you notice, is that yeah, he had a little bruise, but they think that she was the aggressor, and she wasn't. I mean, if someone a 911 call, why would they lie and say like, it's a man that's beating on this young girl? I mean, so, and plus she's coming out like, like just really, really scared and nervousness and everything. So the bruises on his hands, I'm thinking like that could have been like a defensive bruise, So we have to think about that too. I think the police officer, law enforcement, they was a little too soft on him. I mean, yeah, they separated them for the night, but they eventually linked up together. And as you can see, like that didn't really turn out to be the best decision, later on. Okay, when I discovered her body. Okay, September 19th. All right. So the thing is this, she was scared, nervous, and everything. She actually agreed to just being separated. But the thing about Brian Laundrie, I know she was like insecure, he was jealous or anything. But what I noticed is that they went to a restaurant in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Okay, so Jackson Hole, Wyoming, they went to this particular restaurant there, and it was a Mexican grill restaurant. And according to like it was like a couple there. He was making a scene there. I guess he was just arguing with one of the managers. I don't know if he was displeased with the service, and Gabby was a little bit embarrassed. She was apologizing, the way Brian was acting. She walked outside and was crying. And I guess Ryan, they said he was walking back and forth like 2 or 3 or 4 times, going in and out, saying, I want to speak to the manager, let's do this and do that, so it's just pretty much causing a huge scene. that was really definitely going on, causing a huge scene. So he was doing that, and Gabby was just like, just didn't want no parts to deal with it. And we don't know too. We don't know if the fact, like, Gabby was like, hey man, I don't want to be with you anymore. And that probably ticked them off. But when people were saying, like, allegedly, like he was getting ticked off because she was siding with the waiters and waitress or whatever of the service. She probably didn't think it was a big deal, to the point that he didn't have to go berserk. So as you can see, the relationship was pretty much toxic. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, man, it was completely, it's completely wrong, man. Very disturbing footage. It was a one young girl on TikTok. When they was following, they seen like a white van. They were traveling across country, parked somewhere near Grand Teton National Forest in Wyoming. That's where they later discovered a body. But when I looked at the tape, I zoomed in and I seen, like, okay, what's the LA original? When I looked at the tape, I seen like a flip flop, and I seen like a book and a cell phone. This is weird. Okay, now she did have flip flops on. This is weird. So, and it was like the back of the van was open. So we thinking like, okay, what is going on? Now this is after, because they went to the restaurant around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock p.m. on August 27th in Wyoming. So we thinking like, okay, what the hell is going on? Like, so I mean, they rolled past. I mean, they rolled past. They didn't really see too much, but that's what they was saying. Before all this was, they started going like a huge search for her body, and they of course later reported that to the police, what they seen. They utilizing the social media on TikTok. But the crazy part is, man, they found a young girl's remains September 19th, man. He returned September 1st, right? So this is some common sense here thinking, right? So you mean to tell me he showed back up, he went back home to his parents in Florida September 1st, all right? And notice they had prior knowledge that he was going to travel across country with his fiance. He came back, and they was like, okay, where's Gabby? Where's your fiance? I'm pretty sure he had a deep discussion, what was going on, what happened, her disappearance. And I'm looking like, if I was her parents, I'm looking like, listen, silly, go and get your fiance. Why did you come back without her? This is unacceptable. What happened? So this is why people are thinking allegedly. That's why I say allegedly, because it's not, even though it seemed like they're doing it, but I'm saying allegedly just to, to protect myself. That's why I say allegedly. They believe that the parents helped the Brian's Laundrie parents helped Brian to escape, in a way, to plot this. Because remember, Gabby's parents was actually calling Brian Laundrie's parents, and they was not answering the phone. So something ain't right. So as soon as he came home September 1st, according to the neighbor across the street from him, they saw him, they brought a nice camper and everything. They went for a walk like nothing was going on. And then around, I think Dog, he pointed out, I think around September 3rd, whatever, they went to Fort DeSoto Park in Florida. That's actually a campground. That's actually 4 hours away from me. Not too far. I think I'm familiar with that area, but they that's a campground. And they went September 6th. They registered September 6th through the 8th. It was under Roberta Laundrie, under his mother's name. And 3 people checked in and 2 people checked out. So we know that it was his mom, his dad, and him. And then his mom and dad left. Okay. And so and then the crazy part is too, it was actually a background photo. We don't know for sure, but it was a background photo. It may look like Brian Laundrie in the background, where it was like, a camper that was camping next to the Laundries. and they was like they could be him, you know, in a way. And this was before this was a whole national search. The thing is, man, they didn't receive justice. They really do. You know, even Brian Laundrie's lawyer don't even know where he is. People say he's a real estate lawyer. He probably got some abandoned buildings that keeping him hiding. I don't know if he would do that. That would be silly. But at the same time, they did say around September 4th that he did purchase a burner phone. Okay, so he purchased a burner phone, you know, and the thing is that with the phone, I'm like, okay, well, he's not going to use his regular phone because that can be easily tracked, you know. But I want to go ahead and show some things that was actually kind of interesting in a way. It said police wants Laundrie's homes here. So this is some new additional information here. I'm gonna go ahead and share this, and we're gonna go through this together. And the reason why, like I said, I want to talk about this because this is important, man. All right, and I think Dog the Bounty Hunter is doing a good job. He's getting some incredible leads, but that's kind of the gist of what's going on right now. So they said Florida cops have been called to Brian Laundrie's parents. This is like 4 hours ago. Homes dozens of times in recent weeks, including twice the days before his slain girlfriend, Gabby Petito, was reported missing, records providing to Post show. The calls are an indication of the chaos that has descended on the Northport property over Chris and Roberta Laundrie's fugitive son. Northport police responded to the Laundrie's home 46 times since September 10th, the day before Petito, a Long Island native, was reported missing by her mother, Nicole Smith. 5 calls made on September 10th and September 11th. All right, get that. 5 calls were made on September 10th and September 11th. Suggests turbulence at the house even before Petito's disappearance made national headlines and made the Laundrie's target. Northport cops first responded to the home shortly before 4 p.m. on September 10th on a public service call, according to the records. Police returned around 6:30 p.m. with both calls marked as problem settled. According to Fox News, September 10th involved Petito's father, Joe Petito. Joe Petito did not physically go into the Laundrie's home, but expressed concern over his daughter. The outlet reported Thursday. Cops returned to his house shortly after 1 p.m. and 4:30 p.m. September 11th for follow-up calls. An agency assists calls shortly before 8:30 p.m. with reports submitted after the day's third visit, the records show. Most of the calls came after September 12th and include routine checks on the property, but most of the heavily redacted reports marked problems settled. A call at 6:47 p.m. on September 17th appears to be a missing person filed by Chris and Roberta Laundrie. So, okay, so Chris and Roberta Laundrie, obviously, that's Brian Laundrie's parents. September 17th, that's when they reported is that he was missing. But he did inform them around September 14th. Okay, that's when he left his home. September 14th, he left. He said he was going to go to a hike on the, the Florida Nature Reserve. And we'll get to that in a minute. Why is that? It's important. The remaining reports are either checks on the property or minor disruptions at the home, save for an unspecified suspicious incident on September 24th and a disturbance at the home on September 27th. Reality TV star Dwayne Dog the Bounty Hunter Chapman knocked on the Laundrie's door on September 27th. Yep, they refused to answer the door. I believe they're hiding something. So according to Laundrie's family lawyer, I'm gonna call him, reports have been camped outside the house for weeks and were more recently joined by megaphone. That was a protester. That's the stuff that's going on. So this is retracting what everything is going on. And also, too, if you guys were following, look up Brian Enton. He's actually on Twitter. He does a remarkable job of, he's actually there. Like, he'd be at the Brian Laundrie's home. He posting a significant amount of updates. He's doing this thing, man. So Brian Enton is doing a good job. But he posted when the FBI actually, showed up at the Brian Laundrie's home around 1:00 p.m. and they was actually, they actually looked at the camper, they confiscated some things, and the thing is, Brian Laundrie right now is not indicted for a murder right now, but even though the autopsy ruled as a homicide, but he's being charged for now for like was it bank fraud or whatever, because he did obtain like a credit card that's seated over $1,000. He seated over $1,000, and I believe it was Gabby's. It has nothing to do with his. So we thinking like, why do you spend all these money on these supplies? And when I was staying up late at night looking at this and researching this, it's so much information. I'm thinking like, okay, Fort DeSoto Park, it's 25,000 acres of land. It's like it's pretty. It's a lot of islands there. They went to, if you look at my previous videos, they went to Egmonton Key. You know, Dog the Bounty Hunter, he sent a K9 unit there. I don't think they didn't see anything, but he did find like a monster can. Now the thing is, I feel like the monster can might be misleading because it's just trash everywhere. It could be from different campers. I don't think that Brian Laundrie, but then again, he might maneuver at night, might need something, but Brian Laundrie is pretty much like an environmentalist. I don't think he will drink any sugary beverages like that. He's more like to bananas, melons, things like that in that nature. If you look at his public Instagram posts, now some people saying that he could be in a camper somewhere in an RV. I think there it was Mr. Upchurch. He was like on YouTube. He was saying like he took like a picture. He put something on his Facebook story saying like I'm innocent. I'm innocent. Please save me, something like that. And then it was a picture of him like in an RV somewhere. And at Grand Teton Forest Park in Wyoming, if you go like a few miles down, there's a bunch of RVs there. So I mean, I don't know if he's there or not, but I mean, he did got like a week and a half start. You get what I'm saying? Because first September 8th, I think we really left. September 14th really left, and then now we just really looking for him. It's been a days, so he could be anywhere. Some people believe that he could be at the Appalachian Trail. The Appalachian Trail, that's actually 2,220 miles. You know what I'm saying? And that starts from the Spring Mountain in Georgia, and you can take that trail all the way up to Maine or north to Canada. And like I said, Gabby's best friend said that he likes to travel. He likes to travel like to the Appalachian Trail, and sometimes he'd be there for months alone by himself. So this is a guy that's a little bit familiar with nature. Kind of knows what he's doing. If he knows like the outlet, if he's good, with his directions where he wants to go. This could be a very difficult search, But then again, too, he could be right under our noses that we don't know about. So, this is a unique case, and this is why I want to talk about this because, I mean, at the end of the day, man, I mean, he has to be found. It's other people that's missing, and I don't think he's bold enough to kill himself. But I'm gonna continue to read on. Saying the latest incident, Laundrie neighbor was arrested Tuesday after scuffling with a pair of protesters he claims trespassed in his yard. You can sit here all you want with your megaphone. Yeah, as you can see, this is the neighbor. He was a little bit irate. Let me do some research on here. Because John Walsh actually, shouts out to him, director of America Most Wanted. John Walsh actually, now this was kind of interesting. He after his decades of searching and 1,400 cases that he solved. I used to watch the show when I was younger. He said that because of the head start that Brian Laundrie has, he could be at the Appalachian Trail, he could be at Mexico, or he could be in Cuba. Now the reason I say about Cuba, because you can get to Cuba from Florida, especially along the Northwest Keys. And the thing is about that, man, I mean, his parents did own a boat, so we don't know, like, they gave him a boat, you know what I'm saying, and he ended up leaving, so, but then again, does he have enough gas to get there? So I just thought this was interesting though. This was 3 days ago. This is according, the reason why I'm showing this though, because this is maybe this is according to his perspective here. Brian Laundrie. See. Ooh. See this. I hope this be a good video. Cause I love the. Let me see. Yeah, this might be it.
Do not want our next guest hot on your heels. That's why it is terrible news for Brian Laundrie that John Walsh has set his sights on him. John, it's great to see you again. You had a show on Wednesday night on Investigation Discovery.
They heard a gunshot. They're going to trace your phone. They're going to go back to you and you're going to do some time. It's a horrible thing.
No kidding, right? Terrible. Just terrible.
Give you an update. We had at least 3 times more phone calls than we've had on any fugitive. This is the 3rd season of In Pursuit. We've caught 26 guys. We recovered 8 missing kids. So people are watching the show. It's amazing. And many people said they saw you and I together for a couple nights and said, I watched and I got off the couch and I'm looking at this list here. We got about 500 tips. and from everywhere. People thought that they had spotted him in Portugal. You know, the world's a smaller place, and I've caught the 1,422 guys I caught. They were, some of them I caught in the craziest places, 45 countries. So people texted us or called in from all over, Portugal, all over. People are talking about Cuba. But the good tips, 15 tips we had, was what I had said, that the dirty laundry mom and dad, and the Johnny Cochran lawyer that you talk about, Stephen Bertolino, who I hope he knows he's going to burn in hell for hiding all this stuff and giving all kinds of red herring tips to the police. He's the mouthpiece. And I know about client privilege and Fifth Amendment. I've been doing this for a whole long time. But boy, he knows a lot that he's not talking about. But anyways, many of the tips were my theory, that they somehow, you know, when he got home from the trip and he didn't say anything to anybody for 10 days, this is not, and I know your lawyers are nervous, this is John Walsh's opinion, has been doing this and caught 1,422 of uncatchable guys that the cops could never catch. So I got a little bit of experience, but when he got home, they scrubbed the van, he and his family, the dirty laundries, and I'm sure the FBI didn't find anything in the house. And during that time, they planned how to get him out. So Daddy bought a camper top, a little white camper top. It's still in the driveway. And the neighbors, who really only said it the other day, I was waiting in line on Fox News to talk to Martha McCallum, and the neighbors walk out and say, you know, we were so surprised that, you know, about 3 days before Gabby's parents filed the missing persons report, 3 or 4 days, they didn't remember when it was exactly, that Brian and the father put the camper top on the red pickup truck, packed
and off they went. Off they went. Strangely enough, on September 11th, the day that, you know, Gabby was reported missing. John, let me ask you something real interesting about a development today. Brian Enton just reported that this woman drove 60 miles to the Laundrie house. She doesn't know them. She didn't know Brian. She didn't know Gabby, but she came to knock that stake with those pictures of Gabby saying, I once lived here. And I think what's so critical about this, how this ties to you, is that these are people who care. They're the people who pick up the phone and they call you. They're the people who check their Ring cameras. They're the people who check their Drive cameras. And are you getting people like that who just feel an emotional connection to this story?
Huge. We haven't had this much attention since Elizabeth Smart. And when the FBI gave up and told the Smarts that she was dead in the desert and they should have a memorial, I never gave up. I profiled her 17 times. And a couple in Sandy, Utah spotted her with the description I gave of the guy that took her. But it is people. So I want to finish about the leads. I believe that when they get left off in the pickup truck, they went northwest over the panhandle of Florida. And then Steve Berlino gets in it on Tuesday and says he's out in the desert and in the swamp, and they're worried, and they found his car. How did they find his car in a 60,000 acre swamp? And we left a message, Brian, if you're killing yourself or thinking about it and you're hurt. And then they said, and we went back on Thursday and we got the car. And then Bertolino didn't call the Friday. So I think they bought this guy 9 days. He had a big head start. So I say, now with all the chaos at the border, I caught 45 guys in Mexico. They drove them north over the panhandle, wherever they, a little trip across Louisiana and Alabama first, then Louisiana. With all the chaos on the border, he could have walked with a monkey on across. You can walk into Mexico. There are no border patrol, Mexican border patrol or customs or anything like that in most of the border. So we got a lot of tips. We got 15 tips that people had spotted him, and then that picture shows up in Mexico at a restaurant. I'm pretty sure that's not him, but I believe he was, after the camper trip, he was never there. And Bertolino kept feeding the bullshit like he did today about the wallet and all the crap. So
let me tell you. Okay, quickly, I got to fit in a break, though. Okay, just wrap this one up, and I'll fit in a break. And I want to ask you about Bertolino, something new that's arrived.
Okay, I got a tip today from Freeport in the Bahamas. And a lady there believes she spotted him, and she thinks that she said, there's never a white guy, looked exactly like this guy walking in our neighborhood. You can take a ferry from Fort Lauderdale to the Bahamas, and all you have to do is have your have a vaccine proof that you don't have COVID, show your passport, and then you get on boats. Used to be days guys used to go down to St. Thomas because American Protectorate. So these lady in the Bahamas in Freeport says, I swear I saw him. And I thought, oh boy, if he got on a boat somewhere, they paid somebody off, then he's going to be hard to find. But the other great tips were Appalachian Trail. One of Gabby's friends called this afternoon and said, I don't know why the cops don't know this. I told him that Brian brags about how he lived on the Appalachian Trail for 3 months in a tent and out of his backpack.
Yeah.
So we got 10 tips from the Appalachian Trail. Northwestern corner, panhandle corner of Florida, possibly into Mexico, Appalachian Trail. And I hope he doesn't got on a boat in Freeport somewhere. They paid somebody to take him to another island. I used to work in the Bahamas. I was a hotel builder. So we've got some wonderful.
Those are.
All right. So yeah, that was by John Walsh. It's interesting enough, man, in that we don't know. Like I said, that at first I used to think that used to be so far fetched, but he could be somewhere there. He could be somewhere in, like I said, Mexico. Because you can walk around the border there and boom. But I would think like, they would try to, they would easily discover him. But the Bahamas, yeah, you can Fort Lauderdale. I've been there before. Fort Lauderdale. Go to the ferry wheel, show your passport, vaccination card. You in the Bahamas right there. But I don't think he will go there too, because a lot of the Bahamas, it's not too many white people there like that. So he would easily get spotted. But Appalachian Trail, I wish that I'm pretty sure. I wish that dog could have looked there first, because it could have been a ploy saying like, okay, well, we're gonna start looking at the Carlton Reserve. The Fort DeSoto Park is a very is a very public area. It's going to be very hard for him to blend in with the campers there, especially if he's high profile. And I'm pretty sure he's still, updating and watching what's going on. So Appalachian Trail, it's not too many people there like that. Like I said, that can go all the way from Springmore, Georgia to Maine. You get what I'm saying? And Appalachian Mountain is actually in Pennsylvania. So is he on his way to Canada? We don't know, but he could be in the Appalachian Trail somewhere. And that's my best bet, because the thing is, I don't believe this man is dead at all. I want to look at something too. Is Brian Laundrie alive? Let me see. This is interesting here. That's a TikToker. He was clearing his name. I heard about that. Oh, look at this. Is this the article? I think this might be the article. Yep. This is indicating. Okay, is Brian Laundrie alive? One Season Pro says yes, and where he thinks the FBI should look next. Let's see.
Feds confiscated the phone. The attorney says Laundrie left that phone at his family's home before he went missing. In another development, the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office says that it's turned off surveillance video from a campground. They turned it over. That campground the Laundrie family was visiting earlier this month before Brian disappeared. The Laundrie's attorney said the entire family left that park together on September 7th. Laundrie's parents say they last saw Brian Laundrie on September 14th.
And there is this tonight in Wyoming. Sheriff's deputies say the heavy coverage of the search of Gabby Petito has helped them locate the body of a Texas man who disappeared in the same forest. 46-year-old Bob Lowry disappeared August 20th. His remains were discovered on Tuesday, and officials say they're now trying to figure out how he died.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about too on that. It's another hiker that died August 20th.
As the number of overdose deaths continues to rise, the DEA is cracking down.
All right, it says it's been 16 days. I'm going to read this article and probably wrap it up for now. That's all the information. But I just want to get you guys up to date. I'm going to be live interacting. Thank you for you guys, for actually the people who stuck in here and who's going to stuck in here later. Oh shoot, yeah, Patricia Dice. She said, I feel Toronto, do not know why. Yeah, it could be Toronto. Like I said, like the thing is, how would he get there? Because he's all the way in Florida. Ain't like he in Detroit or Michigan. He can go through the, the tunnel or the border. But he had a 9-10 day start. You get what I'm saying? Before this went national coverage. So I wonder if they can track, like, okay, well, he was here, we had him in the system, he did show us his passport, that's what I'm saying. Like John Walsh talking about these leads, because if he's in international like waters like Cuba and those places, it's gonna be very hard to find him because he can disfigure his face, he can change his identity. You get what I'm saying? So but he could be in the Appalachian Trail, just moving forward. Like, that's a tough area, man. Not so many people's gonna really go there, but we might have to send some agents there, the U.S. Marshal. But it says, I'm gonna read this article. It says it's been 16 days since Gabby Petito's fiance, Brian Laundrie, allegedly told his parents he was going for a hike in the sprawling Florida nature preserve. Now, he hasn't been since, despite scores of law enforcement searching the unforgettable terrain and what has become an all-out manhunt for the FBI prime person of interest at Petito's disappearance. Why? At least one seasoned investigator, a retired federal marshal with 3 decades of experience searching for and finding people who were on the run, says he doesn't think Laundrie was ever in a Carlton Reserve in the first place. In an interview with News 4, Craig Kane, who supervised members of the New York, New Jersey Regional Fugitive Task Force before his retirement from the U.S. Marshal Service, said he believes Laundrie was never in that nature preserve at all. I think it was all a ploy. He had plenty of time to calculate those moves, said Kane, who has no involvement in the Petito Laundrie case, but who offered an expert opinion based on 30 plus years working such mysteries in the U.S. and abroad. He says Canada cabin, could be Canada cabin. I don't know. Canada is a huge country, so he could be there. Because if you had a 9-day start, because thing is, you gotta think about it, if you got the Appalachian Trail, right? If he just decided to go there just to get to Canada, his final destination, he had does he have enough food? Does he have enough hunting supplies and animals and boars that he can hunt and kill? Is he going from cabin to cabin as a nomad? You get what I'm saying? Like, he likes to be in nature, So, and I'm thinking too, is his parents allegedly helped funding him, while he's on his pursuit. And they had a 9-day. So, like I said, he probably like, hey, we're gonna throw off the FBI, we're gonna throw off all these investigators, thinking that you're at the Carlton Reserve, but beside you're on your way to the Appalachian Trail to Canada. So, but yeah, I'm gonna read on too. Kane says there is one critical moment that changed my mind as far as where he thought the investigation would lead. Now, this is why I thought this was interesting. In his view, it all comes back to that silver Ford Mustang Brian Laundrie's parents told police their son drove to the Carlton Reserve on September 14th. Okay, he drove there September 14th, they said. He left behind his phone, which the FBI has since confiscated. Okay. Laundrie's parents went to the preserve after their son didn't come home. So they found a Mustang and they drove it home. 3 days later, they called the police to tell them that Brian Laundrie was missing. That for Kane was the critical juncture. So you're going to leave your son out of the preserve with no form of transportation, communication, the way to get home. Does that make sense to anybody? Kane asked. I don't even think he was ever in that preserve. That's interesting. Yeah. Wow. I don't know. He hitchhiked a lot from people. Yeah. It's a possibility. Some people say that it could be a couple helping him out too. You'll be surprised. He could be standing in somebody's crib, trying to get away. I really, because these timelines are so unique, man. They're so unique, man. Returned home September 1st. September 6th, September 8th. He was at the Fort DeSoto Park. Maybe been spotted by some other campers. Before they had a national search of Gabby Petito. Oh, man. And 14, he told his parents, like, hey, I'm about to leave. Went to Carlton Reserve, I'm leaving. His son drove there and left, but the parents retrieved their Ford Mustang and they drove it home. 3 days later, they called the police. Why did they wait? It just doesn't make sense. Shit is not adding up. But you're going to leave your son out in the preserve with no form of communication, man. The FBI and local law enforcement briefly seized that Ford Mustang as part of their investigation and have since returned it to the Laundrie's family. It's unclear what, if anything, of forensic note they found inside of it to assist in their investigation. That's why they was earlier today they was checking and clearing out the camper. Kay said he isn't surprised they haven't found Laundrie yet either. where he does think eventually he will be located. This isn't reality TV. This is a real life situation, which leads me to believe this was well orchestrated, well planned, and he had a lot of time and resources. Kane opinion. This guy will be found, maybe not sooner, but he will be found later. Earlier this week, the FBI took over as lead investigative agency from Northport, Florida police and said their ongoing search of the Carlton Preserve will involve a more scaled back, highly targeted approach. Northport police have stopped releasing daily updates to the media on their efforts since that happened. Like anything else, you have to vet every lead. You're right. This could possibly be credible. You have to exhaust it to the fullest. Kane said when asked why the FBI will continue to search at that particular location. They have to finish their search so they feel comfortable enough where they can move on to another area. We're not magicians. We don't have a magic wand. We have to go find what we uncover as investigators. Unless you have hard evidence where you could possibly be, it's going to be a waiting game. One day, someday in the public is going to see the guy and they're going to call in a tip, and a local cop on the beat might see him hitchhiking. That's what I'm saying. The most of these fugitives and these people, get caught by the public. It's going to be up to us. People, you walking around the community. Hey, I think I seen this. I'm gonna call the authorities. This guy looked just like him. He's him. You just got to call the authorities. Because I don't think he's nowhere in Florida, man. In the experience, Kane says places with an abundant homeless population are frequented by police, where areas people obey law enforcement might try to blend in. The FBI hasn't given any public indication of where they may search next if their efforts in the 25,000-acre Carlton Preserve do not yield signs of Laundrie. In response to Kane's comments, Laundrie's family attorney Stephen Bartolomeo told News 4 Thursday that he has no comment what uninvolved people think. They are just guessing. Yeah, they're just guessing, all right, but we're going to find out. We definitely going to find out. The FBI also seized the phone Brian Laundrie left his family's home before his parents said, and he went to the Carlton Reserve for a hike on September 14th. That phone had been purchased on September 4th, 2 days before the Laundrie's family went to Fort DeSoto Park for the overnight camping trip. Family attorney. Bertonio, okay, confirmed. Man. Bertonio says it was Brian Laundrie who opened an AT&T account for that phone. Okay, so the lawyer also confirmed the trio went to the Fort DeSoto Park, about a 64-mile drive from the Carlton Reserve, but he says all three left the camp together. So that was 6 days after Brian Laundrie returned to his Florida home alone in the white van he and Petito had taken on their cross-country road trip, and it was 4 days before Petito's mother, Nicole Smith, reported her missing on September 11th. 14 people coming in here. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. If don't be shy. Like I said, let's comment. Let's have a discussion here, man. I want this case to be solved as well, man. And I don't look at this as a race thing. This is a human thing, man. I'm grateful for people like Dog, the bounty hunter. Yeah, he may have had a past back in the day, but it seemed like I think he's really doing this genuinely. He really wants justice, and he's doing the best he can, so this is something that we need, and hopefully we can get some answers, man. But they said reading on, I'm almost finished with the article. They offered their hope to Petito's family as they search for her, and her condolences when Petito's remains were confirmed to have been found in the Wyoming National Park. The couple had visited on their cross-country trek. The young woman's death has been ruled as a homicide. So we know that it's been ruled as a homicide, and she was killed by another person. But medical examiners in Wyoming haven't disclosed how she died, pending further autopsy results. No more is he in Florida. Think about it. Would you still be where the police are looking for you? I would be so far out of Dodge. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. Like, he could be in Cuba. I'm thinking, like, because Cuba, to get to Cuba from from Miami to Cuba is 500 miles away. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he went all the way to the Gulf of Mexico, like to get to Mexico. I think that's a little bit too far. But then again, we don't know how much fuel and and food and money and stuff. I don't know if he stopped at Dex, to get assistance. So we have to think about that too. So this is a really a crazy situation, man. Like I said, the young man had a 9-day start. So this seems like this was a well-planned, orchestrated procedure that he's doing right now. I mean, he's gone. He could be. Some people say they spotted him in North Carolina. I don't know that for a fact. According to John Walsh, he had a lead that said he could be in he had a lead. He could be in the Bahamas. We don't know. My heart goes out for her mother. Yeah, it is. Scuba is just 90 miles. Cuba is just 90 miles from Florida. 90 miles. Okay, well, but yeah, man. He could be there. Let me look that up. Actually, I mean, I believe you. I just want to look that up. I just want to be right because I know some people say 500. I just want to know for a fact how far is Cuba from, let's say, Florida by boat. Okay, you're right. You're right. It's not far. I don't know. Right? Okay, it's 90 miles south of Florida. Shortest distance between the Florida Keys west. Okay, that's doable then. If it's 90 miles south of Florida, because he can get to the capital, Havana, the water distance across the Strait of Florida. So it's getting about 103 miles. The actual distance about 103 miles. Okay, so that makes sense then. The distance between Miami and Cuba is 240 miles. Okay. You know what? I think I got mixed up with the Bahamas. I think the Bahamas is about 500 miles. But yeah, but Cuba, yeah, he can get there. Like 90, 103 miles, he could be there. You know, and disfiguring his face. But like I said, the Lord only knows where he is, man. You know, that young lady didn't have to die. And my thing is, you know, by Gabby Petito, like I said, she getting a lot of and the thing is, I hope this will kind of, you know, inspire a lot of like the law enforcement to go ahead and crack a lot of these missing people, man. Because it's a lot of fugitives out there. It's a lot of people that's missing. The thing, we got people like John Walsh, who's dedicated his life to America Most Wanted, you know, over the years and stuff, helping people, man. You know, and solving these crimes, man, and assisting law enforcement. Because the thing is, man, you know, people need to receive justice, man. So the thing is, I don't know if we're gonna find them like next week, tomorrow, you know, tomorrow, next week. It might be 2 or 3 or 4 months from now, but eventually he's going to get tired, and I think somebody's going to spot him. If not, the animals will. Only the Lord knows where. Yeah. So it's a really sad thing, man. You know, this is why I feel like, you know, it's deep in my heart to go ahead and talk about this, man, because wow, this is a soul, beautiful soul that's just dead, man. You know, and you know, we don't know because of his insecurities or the things that, you know, he hates about himself. But this is crazy, man. But it says ruled as a homicide. No, there's no concrete evidence that I won't say that he really like killed her, but he was according to the social media, he was the only one like with her a lot, you know, a lot of the times, the majority of the time. So that's why we like, okay, he probably killed her. Then he's running away from the feds. He's hiding something. Either he killed her, or does he know somebody who did kill her, or he was forced to do something, because it was another hiker that died around like August 20th in Tinton National Forest in Wyoming. You know, I thought that was interesting. Warren Adams says this young man needs to go back and take some geography. Yeah, it's a crazy thing. He said, "Yo, man, it's over 400 miles from Miami to kill less than 300 from Miami, 90 from Key West." Well, that was my fault, because I probably, you know, I thought it was from Bahamas, but I looked it up, so, you know, forgive me on that. But anyway, we're gonna move on. Even though that's like, so for him to get to Cuba though, like from the Florida Key West, it's like 90 miles, 10 to 90 to 103 miles. That's really like a very close distance though. Let me see what about here. This is P.C. Shane. Said Northport Police Department says FBI is leading the investigation now, so the searches are scaled back and will be based on the FBI intelligence. Yeah, they say he will get sick before they find him from exhaustion. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Let's see what's going. Yeah, man. I don't know. It could be a ploy. He could be leading them to something different. See what else is going on. Yeah, they said he's alive. They said Brian Laundrie is alive. Yeah, they visited home and all this stuff. Ugh, gosh, man. I think probably one more thing. I'll probably go ahead and talk to you guys. I appreciate the new people that's coming in. This is for the people that's just now discovering this channel. I'm really starting to get into cases. I'll talk about a variety of things. So y'all can hit that subscribe button too. I'm do my best to continue to work hard and give you guys information. I really appreciate you guys coming in here, man. Seriously. Like I said, that's not be disrespectful in here. You know what I'm saying? Not talk about each other, bro. Like it's all. Like I said, all this information I'm getting from is the internet, man, and I'm bringing on my personal opinion about this. But I know that regardless if Gabby was black or whatever, I will still talk about this, man. So we'll see what's going on over here.
Before her body was recovered, police are now investigating a phone Laundrie brought before he disappeared, and Victor Kendo is in Miami Beach, Florida, with the latest. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, George. We are learning more about the timeline, but all of this new information leads to even more questions, like why did Brian Laundrie need that new phone, and why did he go camping with his parents just days after returning home without Gabby Petito? 2 weeks into the urgent search for Brian Laundrie, we're learning new details about what he was doing the days before he went missing. After returning home on September 1st without his girlfriend, Gabby Petito, Laundrie purchased a new cell phone at an AT&T store in Northport. The family's attorney would not say why Brian needed the new phone or what, if anything, happened to his old phone, but says that phone is now in FBI custody. The FBI also now in possession of surveillance video from the Laundrie family camping trip at Fort DeSoto Park. Brian and his parents spent 3 days at this campground in Pinellas County, Florida over Labor Day weekend.
Apparently, they were at the campground when we were there, and they were right next to us.
This Fort Myers family, who stayed in the adjacent campsite, possibly the last to see the Laundries all together.
They kept to themselves. They were there, and then they weren't.
The couple taking a closer look at their photos taken, one selfie capturing this, the man walking in the background who they believe could possibly be Brian. All this just days before Petito would be reported missing.
If somebody I knew was missing, I wouldn't be going camping.
Exactly.
The Laundrie family.
That's what I'm saying. Like I won't be going missing. I won't be going camping if someone is missing. Like that didn't make sense to me. When he arrived back home September 1st to his family, you get what I'm saying? Like he arrived home. And his wife, his fiance not there. He didn't return home with her after a cross-country trip, and then his family, they're gonna go camping. It didn't make sense to me. So I'm pretty sure that's why I was thinking allegedly that his parents was probably setting up a plan for him. More nanos, this is a Young Lee Jr. channel, so you got one more time to be disrespectful. I'm gonna go ahead and block you and delete you. Actually, I probably can take care of that now. But I told you I'm not dealing here with no disrespect in here. I got time for that. You can go to any other channels. Don't disrespect me on my channel. I don't know you. Stop that. It's annoying. If you have any something negative to say, you keep it to yourself, or you go to another channel, bro. You ain't gonna come in here and disrespect me on this, bro. Like for real. It's see, and this was wrong with people, man. Like people get mad at me, but you know what I'm saying? But now I don't have the same energy of these criminals out here. I swear, you guys are the world is crazy, bro. But at the end of the day, though, like I said, I'm just a messenger here. Let me see something. I'm gonna handle that right now. Woo! All right. User is blocked. Okay. So Patricia Dyson said he is very thin and not eating right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do some more here. Hold on. Let's share the screen. Oh man. Had to take care of that. All right. I can see some stuff. All right, cool. Sounds good. All right. ABC News have obtained 46 pages of records from Northport Police for calls of service at Laundrie's home from September 10th to September 27th. Police say there were not 911 calls, and some were initiated by police officers. 2 calls were made on September 10th, the day before Gabby Petito's parents reported her missing. And 3 calls were made on September 11th, the day she was reported missing. Brianna B said, I definitely feel like Dog is closing in on him. I am betting he would be the one to get him. Fingers crossed today is the day. I'm praying too, and the thing about Dog too, he did encourage a lot of Christians, because I'm a Christian, I believe in Jesus Christ. So to go ahead and pray, that I actually too prayed last night. I was up. I don't know, for some reason, even though I'm not related to him, but this is a human issue, man. And the thing is, like, I hate when the evil preys on the innocent, And so I just pray that the law enforcement and his skills that Dog Buddy, used in his experience, that will lead him to capture Brian Laundrie alive and do this the right way, for his safety, because we don't know what type of weapon he has. We don't want nobody getting hurt in this pursuit of capturing Brian Laundrie, man. So the thing is, I want Brian Laundrie to be alive because I want him to suffer for what he has done. I want him to go to trial. His conscience to eat him up inside, because this is a really serious thing here, man. This can happen to anyone, man. You had like another young lady, and Mia, she was went missing. I think she died, and the guy killed himself. That's something I was going to report. What I like about YouTube, there are channels that dedicate to missing people all over the world, and because I don't want to create another separate channel for that, but because my channel is very diverse, so I can go ahead and talk about a variety of things, and that's what I do. I don't mind doing that. If I want to talk about people that's missing in America, I can go ahead and do that, because I really have a passion. I'm very passionate about, like, cases and crimes and stuff like that. So that's really what it is. Absolutely agree with you. Well said. Great content. I'm sub. Thank you, Rihanna B. I really appreciate that. I'm trying to do my best. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Like I said, yeah, you can like, comment, like I said, to share this video too, so other people can subscribe. Like I said, I'm just doing this, because this is the Lord's work, so this is but this is a really serious thing, man. I just really wish, because I really wish she was alive, man. And I don't want to blame too much on the Moab, Utah Police Department, but at the end of the day, because I'm not a police officer, so I mean, I could say I woulda, coulda, shoulda, but at the same time, though, if you knew if a young woman was distressed and you received a phone call from a citizen that, oh, they seen someone getting beat by a man, and you see her, like, just sad and stuff, like, I would think, like, okay, look, I'm gonna call your parents, let them know where you at, where you going. I'm gonna let them know that I'm separating you guys, and I'm gonna take you back where you belong, take you back home. I think she probably would have been alive. You know what I'm saying? Instead of them, going back to each other the next day. And that was the crazy part, him in the white van, and, just causing a huge scene in a restaurant, gosh, bro. And like I said, man, when they found her body, so the animals were feeding it on her, man, it's just a really sad situation, man. Only 22 years old. So it's a psychopath, man. And at the end of the day, if you didn't do anything wrong, then why is Brian leaving? Like, it's stuff. It's just not adding up. You come back home. You told your parents. I'm pretty sure you told his parents what was going on, because this is why they doing all this. You told your parents what was going on, and they still, you went, you walked around like everything was good before the national search, before her parents reported her missing. You didn't call her parents. You didn't communicate saying, hey, just to let you know that my son made it back home with this cross-country trip with Gabby, but Gabby's no longer with him. Like, you didn't communicate with the parents. Like, that is so disrespectful. Like, I just, it don't make sense to me. And then you go ahead and went camping. Like, what the hell? Like, this is so inhumane in so many levels. So this is why we like trying to dissect this. Like, this is a human issue. This is really definitely a human issue. Like I said, I'm gonna continue to do more news coverage, because I like this stuff, and I know I'm gonna attract, the universe is gonna help me attract people that like, that enjoy this content as well. But it's not only, it's just more than just talking about it, it's more than just getting to the bottom of it. JLTD, what's up, man? It's new people. He said the future is being housed by I agree. It could be. Like I said, I won't be surprised at this point. But at the same time, though, like, oh man, it's I want to cover, like I said, the Daniel Robinson situation. I gotta do him a service too, because that was a young man. He was a geologist, black man. I think he was like 24 years old, missing in Arizona. They didn't get too much as feed coverage as the Gabby situation. So this reason why, because this one is like, this is really all over the news and all over social media. So I think this is going to be solved real soon, real soon. But the Appalachian Trail, I'm thinking that he could be at, or he could be somewhere in Cuba. Who knows, um he said, I'm gonna read a little bit more of this article. It said ABC News also obtained a photo that may show Brian Laundrie is at a campground over Labor Day. Yeah, it's a campground over Labor Day weekend. So they had one of the surveillance cameras. The picture was taken at Fort DeSoto Park in Tampa Bay. Marcy and Kenny Newsom were staying there with friends. Okay, and okay, those were the other people that was camping next to them. Yeah, that was interesting. An unidentified man is in the background of one of their pictures. That picture is so blurry. I wish it was a little bit more crisp. That would have been interesting. We probably can zoom in and because he has some big ears and the bigger nose, wide nose. Park records indicate that Laundrie's family was staying next to them, and other photos show what appears to be Laundrie's camper. They kept to themselves. They were there and they weren't. Very strange. If somebody I know knew had been missing, I wouldn't be going camping. Exactly. The Laundrie family lawyer says they checked out of the park on September 7th, but park records indicate they were through the 8th. So authorities are also reviewing surveillance videos from the park. Meantime, reality TV star Dog, the bounty hunters, joined the search for Laundrie. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. I'm probably gonna do more. I'm not gonna drive you guys too long. I appreciate people coming in. If I get any more additional information, I'm gonna come again on here again. I'm gonna go live. Want the people to go ahead and to continuously to subscribe to me. Brianna B, she says it's sad about the Moab police. If we look at it through their lens, they only had a tiny fraction of information of what we know now. They must feel awful knowing what they know now. Thoughts exactly, and that's what I'm saying, man. They were being too soft with them. They definitely was being very. Yeah, thank you, JLTD. Please subscribe if you didn't. Share this video because I'm gonna continue to do more videos. Seriously, very consistent. Brianna B, yeah. I think seriously that my police dropped the ball on this one a little bit, man, because I mean, and I'm pretty sure they're feeling sick. Like, damn, we could have really did something about this. It's usually in a domestic dispute. I mean, they usually, take them back home, or I mean, of course, they separate them, or they should have take Brian Laundrie in custody. They usually take the guys in custody and go on from there and do an investigation. I mean, if you would have done that, if they would have done that extra step, just take them into questioning, then I would have been like, okay, I mean, that would have been a little different. She probably would have still be alive. We don't know, and then you go into the records in this history, what I'm saying? Like, and then start doing the interview process. Like, okay, well, has this, you interview Gabby, like, has this man been beating on you before? Like, has he been, is this the first time he has done this? Like, all this type of stuff. Have your fiance as his tendency to go irate when you go into a disagreement? What does he do? Do he walk away, or does he decide to beat you down? Because he made a huge scene in that restaurant, man. So it goes to show you, like, this guy is pretty much mentally unstable. So I hope somebody would spot him though. But man, I wish the Moab police, I mean, would have done something a little bit different, man. I wish they was a little bit more aggressive, and more into with Gabby, because the thing is, I believe they probably thought that Gabby was the aggressor. I think that's what it was. They kind of was believing Brian Laundrie's story, and I think that kind of threw everything off, Oh man, let's see. Let's go into this timeline here. I'm sorry, my computer is just like messing up. All right.
Gabby Petito never goes outside.
All right, so this is
July 2nd, 2020. Exactly 1 year before a life-changing road trip would begin, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie announced their engagement online. On Instagram, a picture of their first date. Gabby writing, "Brian asked me to marry him, and I said yes." 1 day later, Brian posting, "Till death do us part. I'm so happy the answer was yes." Then there was the van, the 22-year-old and 23-year-old purchasing a vehicle to take them across country, a white 2012 Ford Transit van. New van means new adventures. And it would all begin on July 2nd, 2021, from the hamlet of Blue Point in Suffolk County on Long Island, where Gabby and Brian were visiting her parents, celebrating her brother's high school graduation. July 4th, on the road in their new home, outfitted for camping and cooking, the couple snapped photos at Monument Rocks in Scott City, Kansas. Then to Colorado. 2 nights at the campsites at the Great Sand Dunes National Park and Reserve, with sand surfing. Next stop, Utah. After leaving Colorado and getting stuck in a dust storm, the couple spent 3 nights in Zion National Park, hiking and pitching a picture-perfect campsite. From Zion to Cedar Breaks National Monument to Bryce Canyon National Park. The couple taking pictures and videos near the edge of the cliffs.
I love the van.
A few days later, Gabby posting photos from Mystic Hot Springs. Then hiking barefoot through Canyonlands National Park. After that, 12 days go by with no posts. Thursday, August 12th, Gabby posts photos from a trip just days before, a hike around the delicate arch at Arches National Park. Gabby noting she waited in a short line for someone to take their photo. Later, camping in Devil's Garden. But August 12th, things would take a turn.
Currently doing 45 miles an hour. Zone through here is 25. Oh! Subject just hit the curb.
Officers called to reports of a disorderly conduct encountered Gabby and Brian in Moab City, Utah.
What's your guys' names?
Gabby.
Brian. Gabby, Brian, okay.
Brian tells police Gabby got frustrated because she was trying to start a blog. She had been working on it for hours. He says they got into a fight when he got in the van with dirty feet.
She just got worked up because we were trying to get going and get our day going because we want to go hike arches.
Gabby explains to officers she has anxiety and OCD.
Some days I have really bad OCD.
Brian is determined to be the victim and pleads with officers to not press charges.
I'm fine. I love Gabby. I hope she doesn't have too many complaints about me.
Police ask the two to separate for the night. They take Brian to a hotel and give Gabby the keys to the van. The next day, Brian posts photos tagged in Arches National Park and then in Moab. A week after the altercation, Gabby posts, but it's unclear where the couple is in terms of location. She also posts her first and only YouTube video for her blog. It appears to chronicle the couple's relationship and travels. On August 25th, Gabby posts her last Instagram post, writing, "Happy Halloween," posing with a pumpkin in front of a mural outside the Monarch, a venue in Ogden, Utah, north of Salt Lake City. And then there's this. Jen Bethune says this video was taken in Teton County on 27th August around 6 p.m. And it shows a van that looks identical to Gabby's, but police have not confirmed it is hers. 2 days later, on the 29th of August,
my boyfriend and I picked up Brian.
A woman claims to pick up a hitchhiker from Coulter Bay Village, south of Grand Teton.
He approached us asking us for a ride because he needed to go to Jackson, which we were going to Jackson that night.
This happened at about 5:30 p.m. After seeing social media videos, she now identifies that person as Brian.
I'm hoping this can help someone identify him.
On August 30th, Gabby's mother receives a text from her daughter, but believes she didn't send it.
I just believe she's in danger because she's not in touch with us, and she could be alone somewhere. She could be stranded somewhere in the wilderness, and she needs help.
2 days and more than 2,300 miles later, on September 1st, police say Brian arrives in Northport, Florida, with the van, but without Gabby. She's reported missing by her parents on Long Island on September 11th. That same day, the van is processed for evidence at the home the two shared with Brian's parents. Brian does not talk to the police or to the FBI. Then on September 15th, Brian is named a person of interest in the case. The police chief of Northport pleading with the Laundrie family to speak to them. At the time, they do not realize it, but Brian is not at home. The next day,
2 people went on a trip, 1 person returned, and that person that returned isn't providing us any information.
police and Gabby's family begging for the Laundrie family to speak up.
We beg you to tell us. As a parent, how could you let us go through this pain?
The Petito family even pens a heartfelt letter to Brian's parents.
As a parent, how could you put Gabby's younger brothers and sisters through this?
That evening, Brian's sister speaking exclusively with Good Morning America.
Obviously, me and my family want Gabby to be found safe. She's like a sister, and my children love her. And all I want is for her to come home safe and sound, and this to be just a big misunderstanding.
Then, on Friday, September 17th, the Laundries call police to report Brian is missing. They claim they last saw him Tuesday the 14th. He said he was going to the county park. The family attorney says they searched for him there on Wednesday, then drove his Ford Mustang back to their home on Thursday morning. However, Eyewitness News has confirmed Laundrie's car was back in the driveway on Wednesday. On Saturday, there were dual searches for 2 missing persons. Authorities scour the massive 25,000-acre county park known as the Carlton Reserve, north of the Laundrie family home in Florida, to no avail all weekend. Across the country, the FBI, the National Park Service, and local law enforcement agencies search the mountainous terrain of Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. Search it for clues about what may have happened to Gabby. Then, on Sunday, the heartbreaking news.
Full forensic identification has not been completed to confirm 100% that we found Gabby, but her family has been notified of this discovery.
Authorities say law enforcement agents have found a body, and they believe it's Gabby.
Yeah. All right, that kind of sums up everything, man. Yeah, very emotional, sad. Wow. Like I said, she never coming back. But what we can do is, like I said, find this young man, his family get justice. And the crazy part is just wish the Brian Laundrie's family would speak out a little bit more. I truly believe in my heart, like they know some information, a lot of more information. They're withholding a lot of information. And it's just wrong on so many levels. But only God knows, like I said. And put this in the Lord's hands. Really, I always do what we can. I'm glad that it's people volunteering, doing what they can to find this man, to bring him into trial. So when he gets into trial, I'm still covering that case because it's going to be interesting how these things unfold. Yeah, it's like August 12th, yeah, through the 27th. That's when stuff was really, really bad, and I looked it up on YouTube. She did have like a YouTube channel called Van Life. Like I said, she recorded her first video, her first vlog, and that's what she wanted to do, be a vlogger. Like I said, vloggers can be very successful, and she had a personality for it. She can generate a lot of traction and audience there. So I'm just glad I actually took some time to research this case here, and just out of respect for the family, So yeah, if y'all have anything else to say, like I said, this the video for the people that's just now discovering Young Link Jr. channel, and this from people who's been sticking with me since day one. Like I said, it's gonna be more videos coming in, and y'all bear with me. I'll try to cover as much news as I can, not only in the Gabby Petito, but just other news in general, like the U.S. news, domestic news. I don't really do too much of world news, but U.S. news, pop culture, movies, all kinds of stuff, man. You can check the about section, sports, all kinds of stuff, man. So, but like I said, it's a time to play around, but it's a time to be serious. You know what I'm saying? Beyond the Beast said, looking forward to more content from you. Glad to have found the channel. Yeah, I'm glad you have found it too. Like I said, share it to other people. I actually do interviews. I do interviews as well. I do interviews about people's lives. If you want to come on a platform and do all kinds of stuff, man. Anything you want to talk about it. Religion, everything, money, politics, all kinds of stuff. You know, that's just what I do. That's what I'm interested in. You know, um, I'm from Australia too. You already were. Oh, Australia in the house. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, you know. Yeah, I talk about pretty much everything, man. So I appreciate y'all, man. Like seriously. So, like I said, this is gonna be more to come, you know, more to come. And you know, y'all coming with me. Like I said, maybe next. Okay, I'm reading something. I'm getting distracted. Something came on my TV. I was like, "Oh shoot, you got breaking news!" But no, but yeah. Like I said, and also too, I'm gonna put my email down here too. Y'all can email me if any topics y'all want me to talk about. Because you know, I'm really about that, man, for real. Um, you know, because I really have a passion about a lot of things, man. So. But yeah, Gabby, like I said, do everything we can to make sure you get see justice, and we go on from there. But yeah, y'all like, comment, subscribe, y'all share this video. Thank you for all the people that was watching in here, and think it was gonna be a whole bunch of people in here. So I really appreciate that. I'm so grateful for that. I really am. Let me get back. Yeah. Yep. So back in here. So yeah. Yeah, so if there's anything else you guys want to talk about, man, you know, just let me know. But if I hear anything, you know, crazy going on, best believe I'll get back in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it. You know, but it feels good to be live here. Just glad to be here and talk to you guys in the world. I just feel like it was very appropriate for me to go in here and talk about these things, man. So but yeah, you know, you guys continue to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, donate to the channel if y'all can with the super chat, if y'all can, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man. So we're gonna go in here. We're gonna do more of what we can here, and we're just gonna deliver this news here. All right, it's Young Link Jr. If y'all got anything else, signing out. Deuces.